Hey there, guys. So I don't know if anyone out there is at all familiar with the Bug Moto Motorcycles YouTube channel, but that guy has the same bike that I do, 2024 Scrambler 900, also in cosmic yellow. Excellent choice by him, if you ask me. But he just released a video today about, you know, what he would do in the event that he got into a crash. Would he continue riding? You know, where would that leave him? And you know, I definitely think that's something on the back of every rider's mind, you know, especially if you take the class. And you know, one of the things they tell you is it's not if you get hit, it's when you get hit, you know. And so with that being said, I have been hit. This was back in 2020 during the pandemic. It was like the height of the pandemic. It was stage 5. Everything was shut down. You know, there were no cars on the road basically, so anyone that was driving was kind of driving like a madman. Everyone was speeding. So I was going through an intersection and a car just busted a left. No signal, didn't slow down, just plowed right into me. I'm actually going to head over to the location right now. It's not too far from where I live, but you know, the last thing I remember was there's an SUV, you know, maybe about this far away from the car in front of me here, coming right at me, looking me right in the eyes, and that is the last thing I remember. You know, I woke up something like 3-4 hours later in the hospital. I came to kind of in a panic. I didn't know where I was, what was going on, all that. And the doctor, you know, he was standing right above me. He's like, "You were in a motorcycle accident, blah blah blah, this and that." I don't remember exactly what he said. I was pretty dazed. I remember there was a cop there. He asked me if I had a gun on me, I think, and then you know, I told him no, and then that was it with the cop, and then he left. But yeah, I was in the hospital for about 12 hours, I think. They didn't want to keep me for too long. I think normally they keep you for a couple days or so, but you know, because of the pandemic, they wanted to get me out of there as soon as possible. You know, so they did some tests and monitored me, and once it seemed like I was okay, they discharged me. And so this is where it happened, right up here. I was coming from the other direction. The other guy would have been coming from this direction, and yeah, he just busted a left. I don't even think he was in the turn lane. See, it looked like, from what I remember, because I remember seeing a car, and I remember seeing him in the middle lane, and you know, he just turned seemingly from the middle lane, plowed right into me, right about there. So I did suffer some injuries from it. The worst of which was I got a completely torn ACL, partially torn PCL, partially torn MCL. Those the doctor said would just heal on their own. ACL, I would need surgery. Well, you know, he gave me two options really. He said you could do nothing about it. I'd still be able to walk, running and stuff, being active and all that. Using it more than walking would prove to be difficult. And you know, the few months that I waited before surgery, there were a few times that it kind of, I don't know, like slipped out of place or something, but I basically collapsed. That happened to me 3 times, and it was super painful, first off, and you know, it's pretty debilitating. I couldn't do normal things. I wasn't doing anything crazy any of the times it happened. Like one time I was literally just like turning to my left, and then it kind of slipped or something. You know, one time I was hopping down off of a bench as yay high or so. So I did end up getting the surgery. Insurance covered it. Luckily the guy did have insurance. Well, his mom had insurance. It wasn't even his car, it was his mom's car. So here's what was happening. I was coming down here. I was in this lane. I was going straight. I was right here, and then bam, turn, hit. That's all it took. So yeah, I did get the surgery. I opted for the cadaver piece to be put in there, because otherwise they have to take a piece of healthy tendon from somewhere else in my body, probably like my leg or something, and use that, which, you know, requires more healing and whatever. So I figured, you know, just give me the cadaver one. It's fine. Very routine procedure for them. Has something like a, you know, 98% success rate. Physical therapy took about 9 months or so. Wasn't that bad. You know, I'd go in, it's like 2 or 3 times a week, and I'd be on a treadmill. I'd do some exercises. They'd hook me up to one of those electrical pulse machine thingies, and to stimulate the muscles, which that thing was incredible. I loved that thing. Yeah, but at my first checkup, I guess I hadn't been stretching things properly. The doctor said I gotta basically stretch it till it hurts, till there's some pain. That's how you know it's working or whatever. Because if you don't, then it's gonna kind of just heal how it is, and you won't have total mobility anymore, which I definitely didn't want to do that. So at my first checkup, he luckily caught that and kind of just took my leg. I was laying on my stomach, and then he just wrenched my leg back. Did that a few times to loosen it up, and he said, yeah, just keep doing that. And it hurt. The first 5 days or so that I was doing that was pretty damn rough, but you know, slowly but surely it got better, and now, you know, my leg's like brand new. To be honest, it's in better shape than my right knee now. This guy's seen some stuff. It's got some wear and tear now. Left one, brand new. It's like $6 million man. But to go back to Bugmoto's video, I was not hesitant to get back on a bike at all. You you know, I was very lucky, and my boss had a motorcycle that he was not riding, and you know, he said as soon as you can ride again, you're welcome to use it. So you know, that was less than a year after my accident, maybe, I don't know, but I was back on, and I was on a much more powerful bike too. The bike that I got hit on was a 1975 Honda CL360, which I mean, that's where my love for scramblers comes from. That was my first bike. I love that thing. Got a really good deal for it. Only had 2 owners before me. Both previous owners kept it in the garage and was very well maintained. I think it had 11,000 miles on it. You know, the thing kick-started like, I don't know, second try. Yeah, love that thing. But yeah, you know, I just kept repeating that, saying to myself, you know, fall off horse 7 times, get back on 8, and you know, that kept me going through it. I mean, I love riding. I don't know if I'll ever stop. I could probably, knock on wood, I could probably get in another accident and I'll still keep riding as long as my body can do it. But you know, I've been riding a bike since I was a kid. You know, when I was an adolescent, I was lucky enough to ride a dirt bike a couple times, and that's really you know, where it started for me. But yeah, I mean, I love riding bikes, any kind, if it's got a motor or not. Anything on 2 wheels, it's just fun. Like, why do you ride? Personally, I mean, this, you know, I can only speak for myself on these types of things, but I love the speed. I love the feeling of inertia. Something about it, you know, gotta go fast. Like, there's something just so it feels good on the inside. And you know, these Chicago roads suck. I'm definitely jealous of Bugmoto's roads out there, and I think he's in Washington. But yeah, it's gorgeous. We got a grid system out here, so everything's straight and you know, boring. It's like, how much fun is this? I guess if you want to go fast, you could buzz it down, but that lasts a few seconds, and then what? You know, I'd rather be doing some technical riding through a canyon or something. But with that being said, you know, I do just love riding. Like this right now. This is great. Light traffic. You know, I don't think I've ever felt as free as I do when I'm on my motorcycle on an open road. No one around, not another car, just you and the road. I mean, it's probably as close to flying as I can get, too. You know, I know it's probably not the easiest thing to overcome fear and anxiety for a lot of people. A lot of people kind of struggle with that type of thing, you know, especially, you know, say you got hit or something. How could it not be nerve-wracking trying to get back on the bike again? But, you know, that's the biggest thing, though, is like it, you know, the fear, you create it and it lives in your mind, you know. If you're not creating it, then it has no control over you. And one other way I'm looking at it too is that I wasn't in the wrong in that accident. You know, he failed to yield right of way. So it's not like I was doing anything stupid. It just made me kind of hyper aware of all the drivers around me now. So now I don't trust cars. Just assume they're all gonna hit you. Here we are again. You know, you'd think I'd be a little apprehensive about coming by this area since, you know, I potentially could have died here, but ain't no skin off my back. When I came to, the doctor did say that if I wasn't wearing a helmet, I could easily be dead or in a coma. So, you know, I believe in wearing protection gear, no matter how short the ride. It'll save you, man. I was wearing a helmet, I had good shoes on, I had a leather jacket. The leather jacket doesn't even have a scratch on it somehow. Bike's trashed, obviously. I'll drop a picture so you can see what it looked like. It was mostly just damaged from the triple tree forward. So at some point, you know, I would love to rebuild it. Find a donor. Need a 74 to 76 CB or CL 360 and a CB's 350. But yeah, same frame. It's a lot of the same parts. I mean, it's just got the high pipe. That's my story. If you found it at all insightful or entertaining, why don't you hit that like and subscribe. If you yourself have been in some manner of wreck, why don't you leave it in the comments below. And a big shout out to Bug Moto Motorcycles for the inspiration for this video. Alright, see you next time.